organizations that are anti-LGBTQ, that are racist, that are anti-Muslim, that are supporting candidates for these local boards, and they're trying to take over at a local level and build up candidates at the local level that they can then run for the state legislature and for other offices. And we've seen some of them actually elevated to running for governor. So it's without naming names, and it is important, I think, for people to pay attention to it, for us to elevate it to you in the media, and for us to talk about it, because number one, it's good for the state when people outside of Illinois hear about it, and number two, when people in Illinois know when they go to the voting booth, they may not be prepared to vote for candidates for school board or library board, and they need to be. They need to know that these people, some of the people who are running, are actually part of these organizations trying to restrict freedoms.
So basically, this video, Darren, as you heard and as you saw, I'm sure, indirectly but very directly, calls you out and says that you and people like you, your supporters, and people that are running on a similar platform for you for local elections, are racist and homophobic, and lists all the isms possibly. So what is your response to JB Pritzker, who basically said that some of these racist people, he called you a racist in there? What is your response to the governor?
I feel sorry for that man. You know, we have to understand who he is, first of all. And I don't know how many people I tried to expose some of that on the campaign trail. This man, he's basically a spoiled rich kid. He's never worked for anything. He's never built anything his entire life. He's given something that just builds upon itself, and he uses his money for this. You know, power blinds. I've shared that many times. I've seen it in Springfield and in government. Power, money, and power will blind you to the truth if you let it. Just a few days ago on one of my Facebook Lives, I shared the definition of liberalism. Liberalism, wokeism, socialism, it's all the same. It's when you rely on the government to take care of you instead of getting out of there and getting out and doing your own will. So you've got someone here like JB Pritzker, who's got the money, who was evidently raised with this mindset and desires a power that unfortunately today can be bought if you continue to give the people stuff. And that's what this man's doing. You know, Abraham Lincoln warned us, if you especially our founding fathers, even 100 years before, they knew that these days were coming. Abraham Lincoln told us that the future of our country is dependent upon what is being taught in the classroom today. Mm-hmm. So they know this stuff. So give the people, dumb them down, spend money at unreal rates. Or wirepoints.org just came out with a report actually this morning and said that COGFA, the one of the committees that I was a part of as a state senator, the Committee on the Government Accountability, they're predicting that just very soon we will start spending more than we're bringing in again as a state of Illinois. The state budget was $32 billion when I started running in 2017. Today it is $49.5 billion. JB Pritzker's had the luxury, again, nothing that he's built, nothing that he's done, of all this federal COVID money. That's why he's kept us locked down. And these people wonder, well, why does he continue these emergency orders? Well, because there's federal money coming in. And he's spending that like crazy. That's running out. And when it runs out, we're going to be in a deficit again, just like we have been. So the days of higher taxes, the days of service cuts, they're coming. Don't you think they're not? And someone like JB Pritzker, who's never had to work a day in his life, literally never had a physical day's work. I can say that because it's true. Never built anything. The man's never built anything. And we allow people like this to head our governments, to head our future, to head the future of our children. And how dangerous, until we really decide we want something different and we show up. These voting, these turnouts, just absolutely pathetic. That 12 to 18% of the people across the state would show up and vote. It's simply not going to cut it. These men and women who serve in our military, who signed on the lines to serve to protect our freedoms, they don't deserve this. It's up to us today to uphold those freedoms. And all we have to do is get informed and show up to vote, and it's not happening.
Hmm. I do want to be clear too, because he did insinuate that you were a racist. Are you a racist, Mr. Bailey?
Well, I think I told you early on that I'm going to have a Muslim and two Hispanics in my. Absolutely not. I don't even know what that means down here. We really don't. People associate Southern Illinois. He's did it many times before. Many of the Democrat Chicago politicians have insinuated that. It's absolutely pathetic. That is a tool of division in order to get to this socialist Marxist a society that these people are endeavoring upon. So no, it is really really sad that they have to, this day and age, that they have to use that. I pray for the day that people begin to realize and see right through that for what it is and see their real agenda. It really is sad.
Hmm.